Hi guys, so I hope you guys have a very good Saturday or Sunday, or if you are somewhere who is not in India and is having the night time, then have a good night. So I would like to focus more on living in the end, because I feel like your situations can be from here to there, up to down, or whatever it is, and you can have peace with your situation by not fighting it. I think that's what I realized. So the best thing is you can do is, if your nervous system is a bit overloaded, overwhelmed, or you feel like, I just don't know, I feel like the only person I can trust at this point of time is me, then do that. Because here actually I'm not talking about SP or anything. I'm talking purely about yourself. I'm talking purely about what you feel and what you don't feel. See, one thing I would say, that always believe in yourself. I think one of my friend who had manifested his marriage with his SP, I mean, he was not doing a conscious manifestation kind of thing. So he had exactly gone through the same situation I am going through right now. Maybe he was a more balanced person than I am, and I do not actually know, because the inside stories nobody knows about. I know what he told me, and I know that much. But I think the amount of belief I have for my SP, the amount of belief I have for this love between us, I think he had the same thing. So as I told you guys, that I'm not having like a very good time with my family, because like I feel like this constant suffocation, and this constant shrieking and shouting, and I am telling you that I am doing this. I am not able to balance myself. I'm not able to control myself. And yesterday, like, I broke down ultimately, and I cried to Jesus, and I said that I never did anything against you. I heard you, I obeyed you, and still I have to go through what I go through. That's what I told my Jesus. And he was there listening. He didn't say anything. It's just that his expressions, I see him changing expressions in different things. So if I share a good news with Jesus, he would share a smiley face. And if I share a bad news with him, or maybe not bad news exactly, but if I share something which I'm going through, he would become serious, as if how friends care for you. So Jesus does the same. So yesterday I was crying, and I was telling him that, you planned this out for us, yet you are the one who has put me in a challenge, and I feel alone. And that's what I told Jesus. Okay. And I just could not, see, when you're facing your highest triggers, which you had processed in your body for such a long time, and when it comes out, what happens is that there's a saying called as, nobody actually triggered you, but your own triggers came to the surface, because you have been storing the trauma in your body for such a long time. And trauma means, do not think like something medical term trauma, or that like that sadness kind of trauma. Please don't mind if my Hindi comes out in between. It's kind of my native language, so it comes out all of a sudden in between. And I always communicate to people in English, but I miss speaking in Hindi. So that's the thing. So I feel like I should say these. I should just inform you guys, if my Hindi comes out, please excuse me. Okay. So that's the thing. And okay. So yesterday night, I kind of winded up my call with my family, by something, by talking things out calmly, because I was tired. Okay. Now this morning, I think I got up with a very bad sinus and migraine headache. Mostly my sinus has totally crossed its control, and it's like every day it is giving me a headache. So what I usually do is I go to my doctor and I say that these are my symptoms, and she gives me the solutions. It works out for some time, and then it again starts. So I think we need to change the dose or something like that. We need to change the strategy. So, so this is a lesson for you guys also, that when something is not going right in plan A way, so it doesn't mean that just because the plan A is not going well, it is not going well. I mean, you should give up, and you should give up all your control, and you should just sit and think like I've lost the battle. No, that's not what we teach in manifestation. You are a winner. You will always be a winner. You deserve everything you want, and it's all done. But if you are facing any challenge, if plan A is not working, go to plan B. Might be plan B is just being silent, just observing and just trusting God. Plan A might be I would do something for this and I would do something for that, and that's how it would be. But plan B is totally something else. But today I just like I saw my mom pinging me at around morning 9 o'clock, and I got up around 10 a.m. or so, and I am like, okay, what is it? And then I just saw that, okay, so I said that my head has been paining so much, I cannot actually open my eyes properly. So, and then I just called her randomly to talk, and I was okay if she wanted to have a normal conversation about everything. And for the first time, I guess, she was open. And I'm not saying she ever forced me for anything, but even having a conversation with her regarding things I don't like was making me feel like it was triggering the hell out of me. Okay, and I was not like, I just didn't know how to respond to it. And so today I had a very good conversation with her, and in the end, like when she was so also like last night, a common friend of mine called me. So she is one of the people I studied with in my MBA college, but she was in a different stream, and her boyfriend was in my stream, and both of these are from how to say that, so basically we share the same languages, three of us. So I never believed in language kind of bonding, but I'm open to anyone, anything. Like, it's just the bond which matters, and I'm talking bonds in a way, not in a romantic sense, in a friendship kind of way. So we got into talking, and I just knew, I mean, see, your intuition is always right. So when she called me, when my school friend called me the first time, not after that, the first time when my school friend called me, or when my SP called me, or my brother and sister-in-law called me, I knew every one of them comes from a common connect. Now, it's not like they didn't want to talk to me. My SP might be wanting to hear my voice. Fine. I tell that new story to myself, and I just convince myself that see things only in a way which is favorable to you. And that's how I revise it. And it might be true in a lot of sense, because you never know, it might be true. In a 3D way, if you feel that this particular situation is discouraging you, try to see it in a positive way, in a favorable way, which is favorable to you. So, have you seen this series Big Bang Sheldon? So Sheldon's wife Amy. So when they first got together, Sheldon was not ready to come into a relationship with Amy. Okay, and I do not actually know what Sheldon had a reason, but maybe his reason was to be too logical and all that kind of stuff. He didn't believe in the concept of love, because that's the only problem Sheldon can have, to not be in a relationship with someone. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, now what happened is Sheldon went and kissed someone else. Like, he didn't kiss, someone else kissed him, and he kind of didn't say no also. Okay, and I don't actually remember it. So this woman kissed Sheldon, and Sheldon realized that he never wanted to be kissed by anyone except Amy. So till the time Amy kept trying, Sheldon thought that I can ignore this. I don't want a relationship. But just when somebody else kissed Sheldon, at that point of time, and I'm not trying to discourage you guys by, going and kissing someone. No, I'm not saying that. Okay, please understand the moral story I'm trying to present to you guys, because otherwise it would be very difficult. So when Sheldon was kissed by someone who is not Amy, that's when he realized that I only want to be kissed by Amy the rest of my life, and he goes and proposes to Amy. So that's what I mean when circumstances happen this way. In the outer way, it might feel like, oh my God, you might feel this way. But they always have a reason for, giving you the final results you have always asked for. So I think something similar happened in my office as well. So I was being pushed into some account level project management activities or something like that, and I was not comfortable with the people out there. Not everyone, but 1-2 people who were difficult to deal with. And I kind of told myself, you are not going to concentrate on this difficult person who you have to deal with. In fact, you are going to say thank you. In fact, so it was very difficult for me to thank this person who is very difficult to deal with, because this person gives me a very hard time sometimes. And I've heard stories of how dangerous this woman is. But I always tell myself that it's not necessary that if it happened to someone, it will happen to you. You can just keep on saying thank you. And the more I've said thank you to this woman, the more kinder she got to me. And I do not know any other way how she could be kind to me, except that I am thanking to her vibrationally that thank you for teaching me something about myself. Thank you for teaching me to be patient to myself. Because if someone is giving you a hard time, the only thing you can convince yourself with is thank you that you're giving me a hard time. But you do not see hard time as hard time. You see it as a challenge to be in the next level. So if you can see things that way, things would eventually pan out. So yesterday I had a meeting with the director of my new team, and the man I talked to, he sees me as his daughter. He actually called me as his daughter. That was something I used to, I unconsciously visualized he would one day say that I am his daughter. And it touched my heart, because I have always craved for that kind of fatherly love from a father figure. But I never went into lack that my own father doesn't give it, and so, crying, blaming destiny and all that kind of stuff, something which is not outside of me. I've never blamed it, because I accepted things the way it is. I accepted that my father doesn't have the capacity to love me because he doesn't love himself. So I told this to myself. I also told that maybe God should forgive him for what he did, because to be honest, an angry part of me might want to see his destruction. But what will I get out of that destruction? I will see someone suffering, but it won't help me. Would it help me to get back the time I wanted to spend with him? No. So sometimes it doesn't help actually. You cannot blame someone for someone not being a specific way. And to be honest, I've never actually manifested a reunion with my father. It's because maybe I might be able to do it after a certain point of time, but I feel like I cannot see my father in a good way. I might have forgiven him, I might have forgotten the time when he put me and my mother in trouble and my whole family in trouble, not just my family, my whole extended family in trouble. I may have forgiven him for that. But for manifestation, there's also one other point which is very, very important, is that you see people in a positive way. Maybe the current version of them is not what you want them to be, but you see them in a positive way. You have positive assumptions about them. I mean, you can't manifest something until and unless you see that person or that thing or that occupation or that job positively. Even if it's your boss giving you a hard time, or maybe not giving you a hard time, maybe giving some other people a hard time, and you have to see the kind of person this person is. So that is my message. And so I had a conversation today with my mother today, and she ended up and I kind of knew I could not trust anyone who was calling me to give me advices of how to deal with my situation. So 95% of the people who called me told me, you don't have to marry someone just because your mother or father like their family or something like that. You just deal it in a way so that it doesn't create trouble in the family. You should not fight every day, something like this. But I think right now the only thing which I think it triggered me again, and I ended up crying about it, was because maybe I was trying to do something out of the 3D, or maybe I was expecting something, and it's still unfolding. So my mother told me that so few days back she was asking me to talk to someone, right? And now you guys know that it is all winded up and the chapter is closed. So at that point of time, my mom called my SP, my mom called my childhood friend, the guy friend I'm very close to. I mean, I've been close to him all my life actually. Close to, when I say close to, I mean emotionally. We are clean people. So what I mean to say is, she was narrating the talks which she had with both of these people, and somehow when she came to talk about my SP, she said that my SP said that his sister was also going through a similar time like I am, and my mom had clearly asked my SP if he is not admitting to his feelings, or if he feels something about it, and there is a, even if there is a slightest possibility that this can go forward, then please, my mother asked my SP about it. And you know what, this has always been my dream, and I would say this one thing: my mother has always accepted whatever I wanted. Always. She might have said things in anger, she might have said things here and there, but what actually triggered me so deep is, he had the chance to say the truth. I do not know why he didn't say the truth, but I still believe in what I manifest. I still believe in when God starts a journey, He also makes it come to pass. So There's a saying, actually, if you guys don't know, it's in Bible. And let me 1 minute, let me just check it out and tell you guys, because otherwise you guys won't understand. Okay, so this is about the saying is in Philippians 1:6 in Bible. Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. So basically, it is meaning that being confident of this, be confident of this, that he who began a good work in you means you started manifesting something, you started intending for something, will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. Means God is so faithful that he never breaks the promises he makes. He never goes back to, he won't be doing like, what I mean to say is that whatever he says, he will make it come to pass. Then there's also one more saying which I liked, and I'm kind of playing with my status updates, because I kept all of these at a certain point of time. So let me just read it out to you. Okay, so this verse is a biblical passage which is in Numbers 23:19. God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. This verse, so God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and will he not do it? When has he said, has he said, and will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good? I have never spoken, I have never seen God fail or disappoint. Oh, he keeps to every promise, never disappoints. Basically, he's saying that God is never someone who would say something and not do it. God is never someone that he committed something to you, he gave you a promise, and then he doesn't do it. He never does that. He is very faithful to his every word. So this is what it is. Okay, and there's also one more in Isaiah 46:1. So it's basically about just wait for some time. Like I think I have so many verses out there that I'm actually forgetting which one I was wanting to say. So that's about it. I think that these verses are enough for you to understand what I'm trying to say. So many of you sometimes forget your power. You forget your power, that God resides in you and God is inside of you, and whatever God has said, he will make it come to pass. There's no way that he can break that promise. So if you can stop putting your focus on the situation and stop putting your focus on what someone said or what someone did say. So maybe this is a time, like I am going through a lot of triggers, and I just have to pass this test by facing it boldly. So last night my mother started talking about your SP, like she was not referring to my SP, like, but somehow it came to the situation, came to the topic of my SP, and she said that your SP said that she's just that he was dropping his girlfriend to somewhere, etc., and it hurt so bad when I heard it from my mother, and it felt like, what, I know it's not true, but when it comes from you, when I listen these words from you, I feel like somebody gave me a bunch of thorns instead of roses. So what I did was I cried out to Jesus and I went out to sleep. And it was a very good night's sleep. And in dream I saw my SP, good things about my SP. Good things about my SP means I was living in the end. I saw those kinds of things. And then I just, what happened was, morning I got up and my mother said that yes, she had talked to some of my friends. She just wanted me to know that I am not pressured into anything, but still she wanted me to be open and etc. What I want in my specific person, like I'm literally using the word want in my specific person, because I know that I have I am triggered, and I'm letting my feelings feel, but I know after I process this thing, I'll go back to the end goal. And it's not like that I am out of the end goal when I'm saying these things to you, which I'm going to say right now, but it's just that I'm using the word want, which is equal to lack or separation from your desire. I'm saying this because I want this to be an old news, that's why. So basically, when she had a talk with my SP said that my sister was going through a similar situation like she is, and I want my friends to be happy. And it kind of triggered me, because I think I think unconsciously I made a bond with her sister. But I didn't like the comparison he made with anything. So it made me feel like I do not know what his sister might have gone through. I really don't know. And I do not want to comment about it, because why should I comment about it? I do not know someone's story. I cannot comment about it. But I respect her. And I respect, like, she really might have gone through a lot before she got what she wanted. I mean, in that case, maybe the right decision for her was to find someone else. But what I didn't like is, you're comparing me with someone else's story, and you're actually telling me to go and move ahead in my life with someone else. I think maybe you're not using that particular words. And honestly, I think he has understood a part of my pain, because before he used to tell me directly, go and find someone, and it used to hurt so bad. At least he didn't use that words, but somehow he was indirectly communicating this to my mother, that yes, I want her to be happy. I mean, I just feel this one thing, that I don't know, I am not able to find words for it. You feel like quitting whatever we made is the right decision. You feel like, to be honest, I just feel like, had my SP always been in my side, right? Like, in my side, as in, like, rather than trying to be a good friend in front of my mom, had he been just understanding my point of view, had he just supported me through everything and the struggle I am going through alone, it would have really helped me. Because I'm not doing this just for myself, I'm doing this for him and me, I'm doing this for us. And maybe I fail to see things in a way I should. But since I've always been very honest in this channel about everything I could, and I understand that this is a phase, and maybe he has not fought all his battles, and see, until and unless you get what you desire, it's not finished, okay? So, but this unfolding process, I think it's a huge it's a big process. So I just wanted to say I didn't like he comparing my story with his sister. As much as I respect his sister and everything she might have gone through, but I don't think it's right to compare two people's story, especially that, because I know my SB loves me and I know that he always wanted to marry me. He may not always have used those particular words to communicate that, but I know what he feels from his heart and soul. I know there is an inner knowing. So he comparing our situation with someone else who moved forward with someone else, and as much as I respect that, and as much as as much as I respect that struggle she might have gone through in her phase, I am not okay with the comparison. I'm not okay with the comparison because it makes me feel that he is accepting what is happening at this point of time right now. He's trying to be a good boy in front of my mother, which is fine. He is a good boy, but not in a way he should be behaving with me. Instead of I've always seen this, so maybe this is a difference between I don't know, maybe I am different in certain kind of thinking, and maybe he is different in certain kind of thinking. And the thinking difference is basically, I am someone who would fight till my last breath about something. I am this strong. I don't care who is there with me, who is not there with me. I know that God is there with me. I fight till my last breath. What I see my SP is, he succumbs to pressure. And in this case, it's not the pressure of maybe the pressure of if my mom is saying that I want her to marry. Now this is a very general statement. Every parent would want to get their child married to someone. It could be anyone, it could be someone you choose, it could be whatever XYZ person. And I'm not talking about myself because I am married to my SP. But I'm just saying generally, that's what parents think. Parents come from that kind of psychology. Okay? Now, every person, including every person, who knows about my situation and what actual difficulty I'm going through, they just say this one thing, that he doesn't need to give up. He just should stand with you. And that's right. And maybe he's standing with me in ways possible at this point of time right now. But, I am the one facing the battle here. And everywhere, I've stood for the truth. And every other person either tells me, see things from your mother's point of view, which is fine. Okay, I understand the mother's point of view is to just see me happy, married, etc. Okay, I get it. But these kinds of things, maybe it is just too triggering for me to digest. It could be it's just triggering for me to digest. That's why I'm having a hard time not being able to let it go. But I just heard, it's not even 1 hour, I heard this from my mother. She said that my SP said something about his sister, and then he said this story thing. And then he said that yesterday my mother talked about he was dropping, obviously she's a mother, she will not understand my SP the way I do. So she's saying that I got to understand that he's in a relationship with someone else. And I'm like, that's his pattern. Every time I ask something from him, a commitment with him, he would say that he's with someone else. I know that because there's no other way he can push me away except that. So that's his pattern. I know that. And to be honest, I just don't know how to deal with these things. Like I'm so tired. I can't say anything. Then after that, I feel like, yes. So then she said that my SP said he wants his friends to be happy and etc etc etc. And yeah, I get it. My SP said this to my mom, but I also know that other part of the story, that he loves me. He actually loves me. He wants to marry me, and when I'm talking of the current circumstance or the point of view, I just feel like you said to my mother this, that means you are trying to tell me to move ahead. You're trying to tell me that. And that's what hurt so bad. So bad. You are comparing our story with some XYZ person's story. Because every story is unique. And every situations are unique. So maybe even my brother can go through something similar, but I should not be comparing two people's story. I should not be. I understand you're trying to understand the parent perspective, but you should not be understanding the parent's perspective when you should actually be standing with me. And I think that's what hurt me, because I feel like I am doing this all alone. And I am totally alone. So if you are facing a situation similar to this, I'll just tell you that it's a matter of some time. You know your SP, you believe in this person. You know that they're just acting from a certain amount of fear, a certain amount of what, I don't know. But have faith in God. If you can't trust the people you talk to, like at this point of time, any person I talk to, I'm not talking about my SP at this point of time right now, because this is not about my SP. Not everything is about my SP, but I feel like this I was a few of my friends and colleagues, like not colleagues actually, few of my friends had called me, and few, like my brother and my sister-in-law, had called me. So I just I could not trust any of them, and these people are one of my favorite people after my SP, or I would say, like, they're very important to me, these people who called me, except our MBA friend. But whatever it is, even like every person is important to me in my life. All these people who called me, they have played some or the other good role in my life, and I regard them for what they have done for me. But to be honest, I cannot trust anyone. I really am in a phase that I cannot trust anyone except God, because the only person I want by my side is my SP, and he's taking my mother's side, and he's not actually behaving the way he should be behaving in order for things to settle down. And I'm not blaming him for anything, but it's just that it's too much to handle alone. And I'm trying my level best to do it. And I don't want to give up, and I will never give up, because I'm a fighter. I fought for my life when I was in my mother's womb, when things were so triggering for her. I survived it, and I can survive anything. I'm this strong. So that's about it. If you're going through something, if you're going through something, please be strong. That's the only thing. Don't believe in the lies your SP tells you. Don't believe in the surface level information you get from people about your SP or about anything. You started this journey, and God wanted you to start this journey, and it will finish in the way God told you it will finish, or it will finish in the way you were manifesting. So just be strong and deal through it. That's all. And be in the end. Stick in the end. So if you want to cry about it, but then forget it and then stick in the end. Okay? Thanks. One thing which I felt like, so since I had a chat with my mother in the morning, and we had a good conversation. Actually, it is much better conversation I had in last 1 week or 10 days maybe, like, because I was balanced, she was balanced, we were talking things out in a mutual way and not actually okay. So, and like, I know that everything is a matter of a situation or a circumstance or whatever it is, and the first two people she called was first my SP, the one he's my soulmate, he's my love. But let's park it for some time about what I feel for him or what our bond is. She called my SP, and she called the person I loved before my SP, and she told the entire situation to both of them. And they either are, so my SP called me, I get it. The person before my SP, he messaged me. Sometimes I feel like I do not know what kind of self-concept shitty beliefs I was having, that I need to hear certain things from someone. So it's like I'm doing this, I am manifesting my life, or I want my life to be the way I want it to be, because I started it with a lot of thinking, a purpose, a belief, all these kinds of things I started this journey with. And I know that you are tested the most when you are near the end goal. You are pruned the most, you are triggered the most, and you have to fight with those triggers. You have to be like a warrior and win the game. But when it comes from the people who either you love or who you either used to love at a certain point of time, and they tell you what to do or what not to do, and understand your mother's point of view, it feels like my mother has a whole empire standing up for her, who would actually be communicative enough to express my mother's point of view. But there's no one except God for me to stand up for my point of view. And that's the thing that I feel like I must have carried this belief within myself that, I am not supported, the universe doesn't support me. Maybe some or the other way I had certain beliefs like that even my own friends, they are speaking in favor of my mother. And it's not actually about my mother versus me. It's about happiness versus current situation. So I want that happiness, but I'm still stuck in the current situation. Maybe because we need certain kind of processing. We need certain things to be like, we need to accept that, okay, this situation is this. Like, even my boss here told me yesterday this particular similar thing, that the place you are in, that is not permanent. So what you want to be, you'll eventually reach into that point, but you need to actually understand that this current struggles, current circumstance, current whatever you're going through, that's not your end goal. So tied with it for some time, and then things would eventually, like, life would lead you. I wouldn't say life, I would say that God will ultimately give you what you have always wanted, because it's him who wanted that for you, right? You didn't go in your own way and try to do some things on your own way. It was God who instructed you, and if God started something, he will make it to come to us. So that's the thing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so somehow, like like I even heard of my mother telling me this, that the person I used to love before my SP, she said she talked to this guy also, and she said that, make your friend understand and all that kind of stuff. And she's actually telling me, he's so patient to make you understand. And I was like, you are like, these are my friends who you are talking to, whether it's my SP, whether it's the person before my SP who is still my friend, or whether it's my brother or sister-in-law, or any random person who I was close to, or I am close to, or whatever it is. You're talking to these people who actually should be seeing things from my point of view and my perspective only. And I'm not saying that they're not seeing things from my perspective or my point of view. They're just saying this one thing, that is your boyfriend saying yes or no? If he's not saying yes, then anyway. So actually, not the point. Few of the people don't even know I have a boyfriend. Like only my friend knows that I have a boyfriend. Like I have someone in my heart. But the only thing, like what I feel is that most of the people are just telling me that, you can communicate things very calmly. Don't shout, don't shriek, and don't just try to deal things very open-heartedly and just like that. And I've improved on that front. I'm trying to communicate in a balanced way. But I'm sort of tired, and to be very, very honest, I cannot trust at this point of time. I cannot trust my friends. I only trust in one person, and that is God. So there's a saying by God: when you were in your lowest moments and you were alone, I did not turn my face from you. I saw you. And people who have seen The Chosen might know this, and I think that's the most beautiful line God could say to his fellow child. Because he just sees things from your point of view. He sees things from your point of view because he understands what you have done is to honor him, is to obey him. And I've always been an obedient child. My obedience is not just that, if someone says something, that's the only right thing and I'll do just that. I do not come from that kind of mentality, to be honest. I do what is right for me. I do what is right in truth. So that's the thing. And at least I've been good in communicating that to my parents. But what I still want to say is, things are still unfolding, and I need to have patience. That's all.